In this video, I'm going to explain on the vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of the fat-soluble vitamin and it can occur in several forms, and the two most important are vitamin D2 or ergocalciferol and vitamin D3 or cholecalciferol. Margarine and milk are the foods that commonly used as carrier for added vitamin D. This is the structure of vitamin D. So A here is the structural formula of vitamin D2 and B here is the structural formula of vitamin D3. And if you notice that the structure of this vitamin make it is soluble in fats. Okay, vitamin D does not occur in plant products, and usually the sources of vitamin D2 occurs in small amount in fish liver oils, while D3 is widely distributed in animal products, but large amounts only occur in fish liver oils. And small quantities of vitamin D3 can be found in eggs, milk, butter, and also cheese. The precursors of vitamin D2 and D3 are ergosterol and 7-dehydrocholesterol respectively. So these precursors or provitamin D2 and D3, it can be converted into respective D vitamins by irradiation with ultraviolet light, meaning that um, if you like to uh, make this vitamin D2 and D3, so the precursor or the provitamin need to be irradiated with ultraviolet light to give you vitamin D2 and also D3. So the provitamin can be converted to vitamin D in the human skin by exposure to sunlight. This is what when people always say that when you woke up in the morning, so you get the sunlight to give you vitamin D. Actually, the purpose of the sunlight is actually to convert the provitamin into vitamin D, not that the sunlight give you directly the vitamin D. Okay, human requirement amounts to 400 to 500 IU, but increases to 1000 IU during pregnancy and lactation because the pregnant mom needs to provide calcium to their children, to their babies, and if the amount that is being taken is less than 1000, it might cause some osteoporosis to the mom in their later years due to the insufficient amount of calcium. 1 IU is also equivalent to the activity of 0.025 microgram of pure crystalline vitamin D2 or D3. And adults who are regularly exposed to sunlight are likely to have a sufficient supply of vitamin D. And excessive intake of vitamin D are toxic and can cause osteomalacia in adults. So if kids having less calcium, it might cause some rickets, in young children. And if adult do not consume required amount of vitamin D, it might cause some bone fractures in adult during their age old, their old age. Okay. If you look at the vitamin D here, these are some of the product that can give edible portion of vitamin D. For example, beef liver or pork liver can give around 2 to 5 microgram vitamin D. Eggs can give you 44 Vitamin D, milk is around 0.9, butter 2 to 40, cheese 12 to 47, and the herring oil will give you as much as 2,500 vitamin D microgram per 1,000 gram edible portion. Vitamin D in milk is not affected by pasteurization, boiling, or sterilization. Frozen storage of milk or butter also has little or no effect on the vitamin D levels, and the same result is obtained during storage of dry milk, meaning that this vitamin D is quite stable and it does not degrade easily. Another fat-soluble vitamin, which is vitamin E, also known as tocopherols. So tocopherols are derivatives of tocol. So if you look at the A and B here, A is the structural formula of tocol. Yeah, this is tocol, the main compound. And then if you look at the tocopherol or the vitamin D, vitamin E, it is actually a derivative of tocol, meaning what you can see that there are some increases in the substituent group. Yeah, in tocol, there are less methyl group, but in B you can see that there are three additional methyl group here. Okay, this one, this and this. So that's why they are the derivatives of tocol. Okay, vitamin E can be found uh, from soybean oil. So inside the soybean oil, you can find S-tocopherol. So in cottonseed oil, you can find A, B, and G tocopherol, and tocotrienol means tocopherol that have three unsaturated isoprenoid group in the side chain. Meaning the difference between tocotrienol and the tocopherol is that the tocotrienol has three unsaturated isoprenoid group. See, tri means three, enol means okay, in means unsaturated, ols mean must have OH group. Okay. The four tocopherol are characterized by a saturated side chain consisting of three isoprenoid units. And the tocotrienol have three double bonds at 3, 7, and 11 carbon on the isoprenoid side chain. Okay, so this is the tocopherol. So alpha tocopherol will have R1, R2, and R3 here. R1, R2, and R3, all of them are methyl. And beta tocopherol is when you only have dimethyl at carbon number 5 and 8. And if you have gamma tocopherol, it is at 7 and 8. The methyl group is at 7 and 8. And if you have delta tocopherol, it only have one methyl group at carbon number 8. Okay, so if you look at the tocotrienol, you see, tri here means you have three unsaturated chain, yeah, three unsaturated chain, and then you see in here means this unsaturated in, okay, and then enol here because of the OH here. Okay, now alpha tocotrienol also has all methyl group at carbon number 5, 7, and 8, while beta is at carbon number 5 and 8, gamma is at the carbon number 7 and 8, and delta is only at the carbon 8. Yeah. Okay. Vitamin E or tocopherol is an antioxidant, so it may prevent the oxidation of unsaturated fatty acid. And amounts of alpha tocopherol ranging from 0.5 to 10 milligram over 100 gram were effective in prolonging the storage life of subsamples up to 2 years. Meaning vitamin E can also be added as a food additive or antioxidant. Yeah. Okay, processing and storage of food can result in substantial tocopherol loss. And the loss of tocopherol during frying of potato chip is reported. So after 2 weeks storage of the chips at room temperature, nearly half of the tocopherol was lost, while the losses were only slightly smaller during storage at freezer temperature. If you boil a vegetable in water, up to 30 minutes, it can only incur minor losses of tocopherol. If you bake a white bread, it will result in a loss of about 5% of the tocopherol. Okay, these are some of the tocopherol content that can be found in selected food products. Okay, if you look at the table here, food that contain the most of alpha tocopherol is crab and also peas. So if you need to eat lots of vitamin E, then you might go for this natural food, which is crab and peas. Okay, tocopherol content of cereal and cereal products are illustrated in this table, and you can see that food like corn cereal has high amount of tocopherol compared to the rest of the food products. Okay, next is another fat-soluble vitamin, which is vitamin K. And vitamin K can occur in series of different forms, and it can be divided into two groups. And the first one is vitamin K1, which is characterized by one double bond in the side chain. Okay, one double bond in the side chain. Vitamin K2 have a side chain consisting a number of regular units of the type, meaning this unit can be either, the end can either be 4, 5, 6, and 7 because K2 can have multiple variety of side chain. Vitamin K1 can be slowly decomposed by atmospheric oxygen but readily destroyed by light. Although it is stable against heat, it is unstable against alkali. And the human adult requirement is estimated about 5 milligram per day. So menadione is a synthetic product and has about twice activity of naturally occurring vitamin K. Vitamin K can be found in dark green leaves such as spinach, cabbage leaves, and also cauliflower, peas, and also cereal. This table shows the content of vitamin K in some food, and you can see from the table that spinach has the most content of vitamin K. And these slides end our topics on fat-soluble vitamins, and the next video will be continued on vitamin B.